but damn it anyway. Don't we all wish that Don and Vicky were still together?
I kind of pushed Mike off so I could get out. And then I took Don's face and I said, I hope you're doing good. And then Mike is standing there and said, hi, I'm Vicky's boyfriend. And she was just like, welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers!
Hi, welcome to Be Wine Whenever. I'm Kelly.
I'm Wendy.
Tonight we're talking about Real Housewives of OC, Season 20, Episode 2, Not on My Bingo Card. But before we start, we'd like to ask that you please go to YouTube and subscribe, and Instagram and like and follow, and Facebook and TikTok follow and like and share and comment. Please comment.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we start the episode, Shannon, Jenn, and Gina go bungee exercising.
Actually, before we do that, can I do the taglines? Because the taglines came out.
Yes.
Okay. So Heather's tagline is, my motives are like my taste, better left unquestioned. Okay. Shannon's, how do I hold it all together? Resilience and shapewear. I actually like that one.
Well, yeah, it's very Shannon.
Right?
Yeah.
Jen's is, the truth speaks volume, and I'm about to turn it up. No, I don't like that one. Gina's is, just because I'm spoken for doesn't mean I won't speak up. Don't like that one either.
No.
Emily's is, my body might be new, but my mouth is the same as always. I mean, her mouth is the same, so maybe.
Yeah, I guess. It's always got to be about her body, though.
I know. Carmella's is, I'm the center of attention and a centerfold. I think that's kind of funny.
Those are the 2 reasons Vicky has a problem with you, by the way.
Exactly. And Tamra's, oh my gosh, Tamra's, I'm still the hottest housewife. That's my opinion. Whatever.
I mean, for Tamra, it's a pretty good tagline. I just don't agree with it.
Yeah. Vicky, last but not least, life comes and goes, but legends, we whoop it up forever. For her, I think that's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
She's all about
I didn't realize she had her own tagline, so she is a full-on housewife, Vicky.
Yes, she is.
Interesting.
I know.
I'm incredibly over the shtick with Shannon, with the bungee and the falling and the, like, now I see what everybody was saying last season. It's too much.
Did you see Heather McDonald? She did a reel, welcome to Shannon Bedore's School of Acting.
Yes. Like, what did she keep saying? Okay, wait a minute. It was really funny. Yeah, if you haven't seen that yet, please go look for that.
I'll tell you, that bungee looked like fun. I would
definitely do it. And I think maybe the first time we'd be like Shannon, but Shannon's done this before. And we know Shannon's done it before because we've seen Shannon.
Well, she's the one who goes, right? Isn't she the one who goes there all the time?
If you're still that bad at it, Shannon, find something else to do. It's not for you. Because you're certainly not burning any calories doing what you're doing, falling all over the place. So Gina says Emily's now 50 and she wants to do a party because they celebrated in France, but I guess this was off season. So she wants to celebrate and have everybody dress up as old ladies except for Emily.
It was a fun idea, to be honest with you.
I think that was a great idea.
I loved it. I really loved it.
Yes. And
oh my gosh.
I mean, drag bingo. Yeah, like perfect.
So much fun.
Jenn says, Shannon, why did I just jump to Jenn? Maybe my notes aren't that great.
Well, next thing I have is Gina said that Jenn basically told Tamra we all talk shit about her when she's not there.
Right. And then I think it must flash to Jenn because Jenn says Shannon never wants to address a problem and wants her and Gina to do her dirty work. Jenn's very messy this year. Very messy. She says that she told Tamra everyone talks shit about her, and then Tamra got icy with Heather. And then Jenn got a text from Tamra saying she appreciates Jenn, and now Jenn feels like she did something wrong to Heather. You knew exactly what you were doing, Jenn. So
yes, exactly.
And then we see Emily and Shane taking wedding pictures, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Are they renewing their vows again? Like, what are we doing here? But they're not. They're doing a new podcast. Now, I don't know the necessity of this podcast, but God bless. So they do true crime. They do their Legally Brunette podcast.
Yes. Yeah, it's not really true crime. It's just like, it's Bravo cases, basically. It's not necessarily.
No, but it's not all Bravo cases. Not Legally Brunette. Bravo docket is. But Legally Brunette, she talks about like all kinds of cases, like crime cases.
Yeah, no, she does. She does.
But now they're going to do a specific one, Till Death Do Us Part, only about husbands and wives. I mean, I love that they do a podcast together. Like, I think Shane is very funny, obviously in an extremely dry way.
I do too.
And I like their banter.
I do too.
So Tamra is mad.
I think she's doing it. Honestly, I think she's doing it to further separate her from the two T's.
Absolutely. And why wouldn't she? Tamra is mad that Emily didn't publicly thank her for putting her on the podcast. Okay, first of all, Tamra, I have listened to Two T's since the very beginning. Very, very, very beginning. Tamra wasn't even supposed to be on Two T's. It was supposed to be Teddy and Tinsley from New York. That's where they got the Two T's from. Tinsley backed out, and that's when they called Tamra in because she had gotten fired from OC. So I understand the success of Two T's, and it is probably the #1 Bravo podcast. I give credit where credit's due. But Tamra, relax. Obviously, Emily is appreciative. I mean, Emily explains it that I guess a producer of the podcast said to, just send a message out like, hey, we're moving to blah, blah, blah. So she did what she was told. Maybe it wasn't the time to publicly thank Tamra. Maybe she didn't want to publicly thank Tamra after Tamra said that her podcast tanked.
Right. On the reunion. Right.
On the reunion. Yeah. So Shane says to Emily, send her a thank you card. Because then what could she possibly say? He's right.
He's absolutely so right. And that's why I like Shane, actually, because he makes perfect sense. And she's just like, are you kidding? No, I'm not sending her a thank you card. But he's right.
He's right, because so then if Tamra brings it up again, she could be like, but I sent you a thank you card. Like, no, it wasn't public, but we're friends, right? Like, I should be able to just send my friend a thank you card and not have it be a public thing.
No, and this is what it is. It's that she wanted to start off the season on a better note, right? She didn't want to start off the season fighting with everybody. So she had to pick the most kind of benign thing to fight with. Emily. So she'd have something, right? Because she can't just come in and be good with everybody. I mean, that's not how Tamra rolls.
Right. Everyone would call her out on that. Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. So now Heather and Tamra are out together, and Heather says she didn't like the way the party ended. So Tamra tells Heather that Jenn said Heather says things behind her back and that she isn't friends with her like she thinks she is. So Heather is blatantly denying it and saying that Jenn has been baiting her by asking her questions. And Tamra says she just doesn't think Heather likes her. Heather says just because you don't like someone's behavior doesn't mean you hate her. Everyone is in their own box, and everyone has their own box. And Heather says Tamra is scary. And listen, we said it the other night because we were talking about Lindsay when somebody, Whitney said Lindsay was scary. Lindsay's not scary. She's intimidating. Tamra is scary because she is up Alex Baskin's ass. But I don't necessarily think that Heather... Exactly. And Andy's. I don't think Heather has anything to worry about. I think that the rest of them do, but not Heather. Heather's a big draw just because of her wealth alone. Heather would never fit in with the Beverly Hills housewives. Heather's perfect for OC because she considers herself up here.
She needs to be the top dog. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And she is the top. Nobody's got more money than her on this show. She's She's right where she's supposed to be. But she's not wrong. So the funniest part about this conversation is Tamra's calling Heather out on not being honest to her face. But meanwhile, she's talking mad shit about Heather in her confessionals and not saying it to her face. Right?
Right. And I mean, yeah, 100%. And even when, you know, the whole put in the box thing, well, Heather's like, well, I did say that. I can, you know, I do compartmentalize and, put people in a box. And she's like, well, you don't put me in the same box as other people? She's like, no, everyone has their own box. And, she actually, I'll be honest with you, I felt like she did a very good job of explaining it. She's like, there's an acquaintance box, there's people that, and then Tamra interrupts her and she said, so am I in a different box? And she said, well, no, everyone has their own. I have different relationships with everyone. She said, in the years past, there are things that I would say directly in her confessional, she says, to Tamra, and, she would repeat them. So I know now there's certain things that I can't tell her because I just can't. So she said, I can put, there's certain things about some people that I enjoy, and there's certain things that I don't agree with about other people. So I can enjoy the things I like about this person in this box, and then I can put the other part that I don't enjoy about the same person in another box and still be friends with this person because I don't have to agree with everything they do. That's basically how she was explaining it. She's like, I told you exactly how I felt at the Quiet Woman. I told you that I was embarrassed. Like, she did tell her that. And then Tamra, when she repeats it back, she's like, I feel like she's reprimanding me. No, she's telling you when she doesn't like the way you've behaved.
Right. But see, Tamra's a narcissist, so you can't do that.
Right. Right.
You can't tell her that she's wrong or has done anything wrong. She will never receive it.
No, because Heather did tell her. She gave her, she said, I said this exact thing to you. I mean, listen, this is what it comes down to, is that Heather and Tamra are just going to play this game forever as long as they're on this show. It's just a game that they're going to play.
Is she really my friend? Is she really my friend? No, you're not friends. You filmed together 6 months out of the years. Right.
That's it. Right. You're not vacationing unless it's being filmed.
Exactly.
You're not hanging
and you're getting
out.
paid to do it.
Right. You're not going to cocktails. You're not going on her boat, or you're not going to. No, you're not. You're not that friend. Sorry, you're not that friend.
So Shannon meets up with Carmella, and she mentions the surprise birthday party for Emily and invites her. Shannon says Carmella has good energy, and then Carmella says the same thing about Shannon, and that they live near each other. So Carmella says to Shannon, my shit is messed up. She was married 12 or 13 years. She got married when she was 21, and she married Jeff Garcia, who was the quarterback for the Browns. They have 4 kids. They married in 2007 and separated in 2020, and their kids are Presley, Jason, Jackson, Faith. He was playing for the Browns, and she'd be drinking up on the Jumbotron and a mess. Sounds like somebody I'd want to hang out with. She was working for Playboy and she was Playmate of the Year one year. And he was a starting quarterback. She said in the early 2000s, everyone was at the Playboy Mansion. She even left a Halloween party to go to Leo DiCaprio's house. But she said she didn't sleep with him, but she should have. She really should have. This chick's got a great story.
I don't know.
I like her.
I mean, I like her too, but I'm not a big Leo fan. I don't know. I think he's swarmy.
I mean, given the opportunity, I'm going to see what it's all about. Because
all right, yeah, I probably wouldn't kick him out of bed. Let's be real.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to see what that's all about.
If nothing else, for bragging rights, right?
Exactly. So now we see Tamra and Vicky are together. And Tamra tells Vicky that Heather is downplaying their friendship. Again, another season. And is a people pleaser. And Vicky says Heather is a surface friend. And Vicky is correct. I may not always agree with Vicky, but I do here.
Yes.
Vicky says Heather sent her a welcome text like she's the leader of the pack. And Vicky says, I'm the leader.
I love that. I love that Vicky called it like it is. And again, Tamra's not going to hear it. She's not going to hear it.
No, she's not. Tamra thinks that she's the closest with Heather. Like, she just wants to be the closest with Heather because Heather's fancy pants. But Heather's really not close with anybody. So, what's the flex there? You're the closest with the surface friend?
Right. And even when we saw the conversations that Heather was having with Jenn, which is why Jenn, because Heather did say to Jenn, I don't feel like I have a buddy. Those were Heather's exact words.
Right.
Which is why Jenn thought that, her and Tamra weren't that close if she doesn't have a buddy.
Right. And listen, she could say Jen was baiting her as much as she wants.
No.
This was
She was
just
baiting Jenn, actually.
Yeah. And Heather should know better by now. You're no newbie. You're no rookie.
Right.
Tamra goes into the Emily podcast story with Vicky, and Vicky pretends to start snoring.
Oh my God, that was so funny. She said, what did she say? All I'm hearing is wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's really not a big deal that Emily's podcast drops to 2T's subscribers. You just don't listen to them. Like, I unsubscribed to 2T's because, one, I couldn't take Dolores anymore. Dolores, talks, says one thing and does another. Like, sorry, Dolo. I'm not.
She's actually, I haven't heard her on it in a long time.
Yeah, that's when I stopped. I think I forget who she was talking about, but whatever show they were recapping and she was talking about was basically, she was she was saying how friends should call their friends out on shit. And I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me, right? Like, look in the mirror, Dolo. But anyway, Tamra says that, Tamra says something about Havasu, and Vicky says that Don lives in the desert.
Oh my gosh.
And she saw him. She went into a bar and she saw him, and she said, I hope you're doing good. And Vicky said she wanted to hug and kiss him and apologize for divorcing him. And she says, I didn't mean to do that. And I don't think she did. I think that fucking Brooks was so manipulative. I don't think Don and Vicky had a perfect marriage, because I do remember her talking about some indiscretions on his side as well. But damn it, anyway, don't we all wish that Don and Vicky were still together?
Oh my gosh. I mean, she said, I kind of pushed Mike off so I could get out. And then I took Don's face and I said, I hope you're doing good. And then Mike is standing there and said, hi, I'm Vicky's boyfriend. And she was just like,
oh yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
She does say Mike doesn't have to worry about her cheating on him because she did it once and it ended horribly. I just feel like that fucking Brooks.
I love that she was so vulnerable and that she said that, because I feel like, and she's 63, right? She told us she's 63 going on 64. You are a different person when you're 43 than you are when you're 63, right? Yeah. You're a different person.
It was that long ago? No.
Well, it's 20
the show
years
started that long ago. Yeah.
Yes, right? Yeah. Like, it's just, I like that she's back. I like that she's,
well, at least she's, I mean, not with Carmella, because I have a problem with what she did to Carmella at the end of the episode, but she's showing some growth in that area, at least, Vicky. Like, she's acknowledging the fact that, yes, she screwed up her marriage, which is so interesting, the way she does treat Carmella at the end. And this is why I take issue with it. But anyway, so now we see Carmella is with Presley and Faith, her daughters, in her house, which is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that house is amazing. Honestly,
yes. I don't know exactly where it is. I think they said
it's in Rancho Santa Fe. I have no idea where that is, but I wrote it down. Rancho Santa Fe.
So beautiful, though.
Amazing, and that's not the only house she owns.
Right.
I mean,
when she asked her kids if the $200 Apple Cash was enough, I think even my kids would be like, the hell? But I mean, we pay for a ridiculous amount of the things for my kids.
Listen, Presley's got to get her, girl's got needs. She's got to get her lashes done. That's $200 a month, and she's got to eat. Like, come on.
Lashes alone could be $200 a month.
Or $200 a month. 100%.
She says she grew up in Ohio with strict parents, but the control was so strict she hit a point and went the other way. She snuck out and blew her engine and had to hitchhike back home because that was better than calling her mom. She gets on the phone with her ex-husband because her son is supposed to be at track and he's not. So she calls her ex-husband, and they seem to handle the situation. Her boyfriend Danny walks in.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, they live together. So she said she met him when her life was falling apart. He loves her kids, so it works for her. They've been together on and off for 10 years. Her son Jax comes in and debates why he wasn't at track and why. I swear to God, I'm like, this is like, I could feel myself having this conversation with Joe. Not that he ever like just skipped practice, and he played baseball and basketball, which are team sports. So this,
Oh my
he
gosh,
wouldn't have a
I was
leg to stand
dying.
on.
I was so
But
dying when this
he
whole
was like,
conversation happened.
it's an
She's like,
individual
"You let your
sport.
team
So
down." Right, she's like,
yeah,
"You let your team down, they were counting on you," and he's like and the sisters are like, "Yeah, mom, it's an individual sport." She's like, "Okay, well."
totally checks out for a kid his age. Totally checks out. Emily, okay, so now we're getting to Emily's party at Hamburger Mary's, and we see Emily getting married, and she says she's a very accomplished woman, but she's old and tired and has to go to bed at 9. What did you think of Tamra wearing the diaper?
I thought it was freaking hysterical.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
Me
did you
too.
see her fake pubes coming out too?
No, see, that's one step too far for me,
I
Tamra.
thought so
But
too.
the diaper was cute.
That was the only thing I didn't like, is that she had fake pubes coming out, but the diaper with the jacket and the hair, oh
Yes.
my gosh,
Yes.
I thought she
For
killed it.
sure.
I thought she and
Very
Vicky
cute.
too.
Vicky looked great. Heather really did look like Cruella de Vil. Shannon definitely looked like a Kennedy.
I thought that Heather looked like her mother as well, to be quite honest with you. I saw a lot of her right?
Yeah. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Heather, of course, has to sit down and mention that she spent a lot of money on her party and Jenn ruined it.
Yes.
Heather, you should get off reality TV if that's going to bother you, because it didn't start out
I
that way, but this is where
no.
we are, girl.
No. She likes to throw out the numbers, and we let you know
Yes,
that
exactly.
that's what she does.
Yeah. So so Carmella starts kind of talking about her story. Carmella says she wanted a fresh start after her separation, and now she does real estate. And Gina is talking about how they're like in different areas, so there's no competition.
Right, she does real estate development, whereas Gina is like she's selling residential real estate.
Yeah.
Right.
So Carmella says that her husband was unfaithful, and she found out by seeing an iPad with a letter or something she found. Kind
Right,
of
that's
like
why she got that ring, because they complimented her ring.
yes, 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 yes. So they are legally separated, but they're not divorced. And Vicky asks if they live in the same house. And like, does he go to the house when he has the kids? Like nesting, I think they call that. And she says, no, we have another house that he lives in with his girlfriend. We don't have a custody agreement. And we all spend the holidays together. Now, to me, as a child, but I was a grown adult. My sisters and I were grown adults when our parents got divorced. However, we have never spent a holiday without both of our parents being there. My father wanted the divorce. My mother did not. My mother was devastated. However, was always the bigger person and always joined us for holidays, even though she was hurt by it. So as a kid, an adult child from a divorced background, to always have holidays with both of your parents is amazing, especially when you have your own children and they can celebrate their grandparents together. And Vicky sits there and says that it sounds like a lot of dysfunction. But I don't think it's true at all. I don't think there's any dysfunction there. I think they're doing everything right.
I completely agree. You know, and she said, you know, first of all, her kids were 3, 4, 5, and 6 when this happened. Those are young children.
Yes.
She couldn't live without them 100% of the time because California's 50-50 custody state, and she hated his guts, but at a certain point, she realized that she loved her children more than she hated him. So she self-sacrificed to make this work, which I 100% agree with. And I thought to myself,
absolutely,
this is the most selfless thing a mother can do. Like, this is what you do. This is what you do. And we were just talking about that with Georgina on The Valley. Like, she was, you know, now she's to a point where they can't do what they were doing, which was her going over and putting her children to bed every single night in her ex's place.
Yeah.
Like, she's
crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything dysfunctional about that. I think
I don't
that
either.
having
I
both
don't
of your
either.
parents at holidays is amazing. Going to one house with your father and his girlfriend, and then going back to your mother's house with her boyfriend, as long as everyone is in healthy relationships and everyone is respectful to those children, I think that's more than you could ask for.
teaches your children about conflict and resolution and that not throwing in the towel and, sticking things out. And when you make the commitment, whether you're married or you're not, the commitment's to the family, right?
Right. And
That's
not
what it
talking
teaches your
shit
children.
about your kid's other parent because you don't
Right.
get along or you don't get along with their new, significant
Right.
other or whatever.
Right.
Not putting them in the middle of your bullshit nonsense.
Right.
I mean, Vicky up and left her first husband. I believe he had an alcohol issue, I think. She up and left her first husband and moved to California and started dating Don. Like, she probably didn't do everything perfectly. So
I mean, Don isn't even the father of her children.
No, Mike.
No,
Mike
right.
Gunvalson. Oh, no. Mike, what's their last name? Something with a B, isn't it?
Culbertson? Wasn't it Brianna?
I think that's her Brianna's married
name. I don't know what their father's name was, to be honest with you.
But listen, she did that. She divorced him and she moved to California and started dating Don. And she knew Don. She knew Don, whatever. Nobody's judging you, Vicky, so stop judging other people. Personally, I think Vicky has a problem with the fact that this girl was a Playboy bunny.
Definitely. Vicky is, although I like Vicky and she likes to whoop it up, she's a prude.
Yes.
She's a conservative prude. It is her way to be wild. And that's it. Like, if you have a different idea about it, it's, and listen, I think she's wrong.
I totally agree with you. Totally.
Yeah.
So Emily finally shows up and she does look amazing. They're playing drag bingo, which is what we need to go do in Asbury Park.
Yes.
Vicky says multiple partners is not on her bingo card and never was. And then
that was so funny because that came out, how many years ago did that come out on the ski slope?
So long ago. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Actually, what was I thinking about today? Oh, Jenn Pedranti is kind of like the new Lori Waring Peterson, where, she was like a single mom struggling and, met this rich guy. And now everything her and her kids do are going to be under scrutiny because, remember poor Lori's kids, her poor son.
I know, but I wonder because I know, but so we don't really hear that much we'll see if we hear anything about Ryan this year. I mean, they're still engaged, right? They're still not married.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. Well, it's only 2 episodes.
It's only episode
seen
2.
Any of the husbands, have we? Shane.
Yep, you're right.
Which I'm fine with. I love Shane.
And we saw the boyfriend Danny for a split second.
Right. No Terry Dubrow yet.
No, but we saw her son, Nick, who's like a miniature Terry.
We saw Terry 2.0.
Was it Emily in her confessional that said Vicky looks just like Thelma Harper from Mama's Family? I completely agree with her. That was so good. Did. I don't know if you noticed this, but Vicky comes in with the walker, the old style walker with the tennis balls on it. And Heather Dubrow rolls in with the walker with the wheels and champagne in her basket. I was like, that is the difference.
That's the way to go. That's the way to do it. Yeah. So Emily gets to take the present. I guess somebody hit bingo. So Emily gets to get the present. And she says, I feel old as fuck. She gives a speech. I feel old as fuck, but I don't look old as fuck. And she ain't lying. Gina asks the mature part of the group to give Emily some advice. And Tamra says, don't sweat the small stuff in your 50s, which is a joke because Tamra can make a big deal out of anything.
Absolutely nothing.
Anything anyone does to her, she's going to make a big deal out of.
Exactly.
This was great. Heather says, in your 50s, the thing you have to be careful of is your own brain. Your hormones change, and how you handle it and how you talk to yourself is important. And that's very true. I
agree. I thought Heather gave very good advice.
Yeah. Shannon says she looks at what she went through in her 50s, and although she hates the number, she loves where she is in her 60s. Mm-hmm. And Vicky says she hates the 60s because immortality is staring her in the face. And then was it Tamra was like, Vicky's been talking about dying since I've met her.
Right. And then they show a clip like probably 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gina asks Carmella if she has a boyfriend, and she says she has been on and off again for 10 years with Danny. They're in a rebuilding stage for trust. And Gina asks why a rebuilding stage, and she says because of infidelity. And Shannon says that's a big red flag.
Yes, I agree with her. I 100% agree with her. And I
Yeah.
like Carmella. I do.
I do
like
too.
her. I do. I like her. I really like a lot about her.
Yeah. And
But I
then
don't like
Vicky
that she
says,
doesn't
I
have
don't
enough.
understand Carmella. And here's the thing,
Right.
Vicky. You stayed with Don. I'm so sorry. You
Brooks.
stayed with Brooks for how long? Don't you dare judge this woman, because this guy may have had an indiscretion, but Brooks was Dirty John. Like,
yeah, definitely.
100%. And if you guys have never watched Dirty John, watch it. It's so good. It's Louis Ruelas, Brooks vibes, 100%. Carmella says, I love Danny, but she struggles over what he did. And Tamra asks, how do your close friends feel about Danny? And she says that they support her. So who said, like, then they're not real friends or something like that? Or they're not like
Tamra.
us. Yeah.
Tamra.
Jenn does say to Heather, it wasn't her place to tell Tamra what Heather said. And Heather says she appreciates that. And now she thinks her conversations with Jenn will be twisted. Heather is totally blaming Jenn for what she said about Tamra. I think Heather's like just a backpedaler. She wants everyone to think she's too classy to talk shit about someone. And she's scared of Tamra. 100%.
Yeah,
she
because
wants everybody to think that she's too high class to say so. You're not, because you're doing it and we're seeing it and it's on camera.
Right, because, I mean, Jenn calls out Heather after she apologizes. Heather says, well, if, we have a conversation, I'm going to feel like you're going to be twisting it. And Jenn interrupts her, by the way, and says, well, you were talking about not having a buddy. And then we see that. And she said, you said you don't feel close with Tamra. That's why Tamra comes up. That's the reason she brought Tamra up. And we wouldn't have known that if she didn't say that. And it didn't show us that that's what Heather said. And that's the thing that people don't realize. Like you said, Heather, she's been doing this for a long time. But you know what? I mean, I don't really like what Jen's doing, but I'm going to say this. Jenn is a little bit smarter. Jenn is like a little bit one step ahead of Heather right now.
Absolutely.
And,
I mean, she's making Heather look like a hypocrite.
Well, and because she is a hypocrite.
And a liar.
Yeah. And she is.
Yeah.
And Tamra's sitting there, and she's like, I'm right here. Like, you guys are having this conversation, and I'm right here. And Vicky's like, no, you're invisible.
Yeah, totally. That was so funny. So Emily says, in the spirit of clearing the air, Tamra, this podcast thing has become an issue, and you were upset that I didn't show gratitude. And then she tells her, like, she did what she did because iHeart asked her to do that. So she was just doing what was asked of her. And Tamra says her concern was, you don't go to the Grammys and thank yourself. Okay, relax.
I know, really.
Tamra. You're comparing. Grammys.
I know.
So are you Usher now, Tamra? You're Usher?
Right.
Like, come on.
No.
Emily just wants to get to a place where they aren't yelling at each other. And Tamra admits that she is making money off of Emily. And Emily says, then you should be thanking me.
I almost died.
She's not
wrong.
wrong.
When she said that. No, I love when she said that. When she said that.
Yeah. And Emily says she is grateful for the 2 T's. She's saying, let's move on. And, she's talking to the queen of not being able to move on, but we'll see. And then Tamra does acknowledge that Emily has a good product with her podcast with Shane.
Well, that was a roundabout way, because she said, well, if you don't have a good product, it's not going to work.
Right.
But you do have really?
Right.
You had to put it that way.
She does that for editing so that they can show her saying the one thing and leave out the next because of the long pause. Gina says this is how mature women handle things. We talk about it and have to move on because we have doctor's appointments that we have to get to. And then Tamra ends it with, Emily, you've never looked better. So, and that's about it.
No, that was it. It was a good episode.
No, I thought it was a good episode too, quite honestly.
Yeah, I did. I like when they do fun activities. Hopefully we do not hear any more about the damn podcast, because I feel like that was just put to bed, right?
Yes. And that's the thing. Like, we had some conflict, we had resolution, so now let's move on. Let's find out what's going on with Carmella, maybe dig a little bit into Danny, what the infidelity was about. I'm here for that. Let's see what's going on with Sophia and Tamra. I want to learn a little bit more about Michael, Vicky's boyfriend. See when Gina's planning her wedding. Does she have a date yet? Like, these are the things I want to know, right? I don't want to keep rehashing the same shit over and over again. I don't want to do that. Right. I don't want to do that. Let's get to it.
Let's not do that.
To it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you
so
for listening and watching. And please like, subscribe, share, comment, and 5-star reviews if you will. Bye.